I pay a little bit of attention to it. I not too much to it because when I played, we weren't allowed to do things like this, play gamble or play on fantasy and stuff like that. So we weren't allowed to do that. So we have to watch from afar.
Darryl, so we were talking about the previous segment, talking about Odell Beckham Jr. and the hit sustained on him last night in preseason games. What was your guys' mentality in preseason games? Did you guys want to go out there and perform at the highest level, or are you just trying to get your steps in to get ready for the regular season?
No, anytime you play the game, when the whistle blows, you play. You can't take downs off and you can't take plays off. You got to play every down like it's your last down, and you got to play it as hard as you can because you don't ever know when that's going to be taken away from you. So you have to play each down hard. And when guys take downs off, it's usually when guys get hurt and stuff like that.
Darryl, obviously it's very different nowadays for the rules that have been implemented in the NFL about where you can hit, receivers and running backs. What is your position on, especially like the hit on Odell Beckham Jr. last night being low towards the ankle as opposed to now that receivers don't want to get hit high and avoid concussions? What's your position on how to hit receivers nowadays?
Well, basically what they're doing is, I think in a way, they're eliminating the head shots and bringing into play more of the leg and ankle shots and knee shots. You're going to have a few more leg injuries and stuff like that, but guys won't have as many concussions as we've had in the past.
Darryl, Talley with us here on 104.5 The Team, ESPN Radio. Chris Honorato and Brian Mariano, the closer, in for Roger here on a Tuesday morning. Darryl played, obviously, in those 4 Super Bowls with the Bills. Never missed a single game in his 12 seasons in Buffalo. Was a 2-time Pro Bowler as well before wrapping up his career a year in Atlanta and a year in Minnesota. Darryl, I have to ask you about this year's version of the Bills, and I don't know how closely you still pay attention to your former team and organization. They've got a new head coach, obviously trying to shake things up there a little bit, but you trade away a guy like Sammy Watkins, who was clearly the number 1 receiving threat and maybe number 2 offensive weapon next to LaShawn McCoy. What direction is this Bills team headed? Are you positive towards the future of this team as it appears like they're going through a rebuild?
It appears to me that they're trying to get a bunch of guys that are going to be on the same page. They want everybody reading from the same sheet of music so that everybody's playing the same way. And I don't know what happened in that situation, but they may just have felt it was time to go different ways. That's happened before. That's happened when I was playing with the Bills. We drafted Tony Hunter, came out in the first round with me and Jim, and the Bills traded away Tony Hunter. So, those are things that happen with different coaching staffs. They just have different people, different ideas of how they want to go forward with the team and what their makeup of the team is going to be.
How often do you get stopped and asked, when are the Bills going to make the playoffs?
I've been asked that question quite often, but I'm like this. I'm an eternal optimist. I think that they have enough tools there. It's just a matter of everybody getting on the same page and doing the same thing.
Darryl, you had a meeting with the new head coach, Sean McDermott. What was that interaction like between you two? What was your takeaway from him?
He had a meeting with about 7 of us, and basically it was to find out what we thought of the team and what we seen the weaknesses were of the team and where he thought we might be able to help and with the team, and our thoughts were, look, we just think it's just a total thing of camaraderie and guys willing to play together.
Does he remind you at all about Marv Levy or a little bit different tactics?
Oh, no, he reminds me so much of a younger version of Marv. Very, very astute, very inquisitive about what we thought of the game, what we thought of the guys that were playing, and stuff like that. So, yes, he reminds me a lot of Marv.
Former Bills linebacker Darryl Talley with us here on 104.5 The Team, and he'll be in Albany Thursday night for our Fantasy Football Forum. You can still purchase tickets to that, you can be a VIP as well and get great access to ESPN's Matthew Berry for a half-hour Skype session with him. Go to our website, 1045theteam.com. You can find plenty of information and a way to purchase tickets for Thursday night's event, which we will all be part of here at the team. I remember, Darryl, from your playing days, man, the Spider-Man, obviously I know that was one of your nicknames, but the Spider-Man, kind of what I would call now Under Armour, the tights up top. And I know that team, for all the success you guys had, was so embraced by the Bills. But now even, Darryl, a team that hasn't been to the playoffs in 17 seasons, that fan base is still as strong as ever. You've played there, you've lived there. What is it about the Buffalo Bills fan base that is able to endure these losing seasons but still be so strong?
They're salt-of-the-earth people. They're people that believe in hard work and doing things the right way. And anytime you believe in something like that, you have very strong beliefs in what you're believing in. And I think that's what's kept a lot of the Bills fans faithful.
Thursday night, Darryl, when you're here in Albany, who will you tell people should be the number one pick in their fantasy draft? Do you want to give that now, or you want to hold that as a tease?
I'm going to wait on that.
I need some help, Darryl, man. You got to help me out on Thursday because we've had our sales managers won our league the last 3 years. We need to find a way to take them down, so we need your help this Thursday.
Okay, I'll see what I can do to help you out there.
There we go.
Hey, Darryl, last thing before I let you go. Who's the best linebacker in the game today? Who's a guy you really enjoy watching?
There's different guys for different situations. I like guys that can do multiple things. I like guys that can rush the passer as well as cover people. So, there's not one guy that's really doing it better than anyone else. There are collectively a couple of guys that are really playing well.
There you go. Darryl,
I like both of the guys that play in Carolina, to be honest with you.
Kuechly and Davis, yeah. Yep.
Yes.
Yep, and obviously you talk about a pass rushing specialist. You've got Von Miller in Denver, who will get after the quarterback as well as anybody. Darryl, really appreciate the time with us here this morning. Looking forward to meeting you Thursday night and getting some of that fantasy football expertise, and we'll get your top pick then too as well.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
All right, beautiful. Thanks, Darryl.